massively skeptical on the system, to be honest. I owned a couple of supplement stores. I owned a functional fitness gym, a few years back, and absolutely loved helping people and loved training and loved looking after myself and Bec as well. She was always looking after herself and really had a massive breakdown, to be honest, in just too much on my plate. I was working in the mines. I had, like I said, a couple of supplement stores. I had my gym as well, and just so much on my plate. And I thought that I was on top of the world. I thought that everything was epic, but that's usually when you crash and burn. And that's exactly what happened to me. So I had a massive mental breakdown. I was institutionalized 4 times over like an 18-month period. So I was hospitalized. I was very, very unwell. This is just before Bec had bub number 3. We just had bub number 3, keeper. And it was just, it was pretty chaotic. Our life was pretty chaotic there for a little while. And so it shows, I guess, that you can be at the absolute bottom, but you can claw your way back out. And essentially, Bec jumped on the system.
I started the products first, and I was kind of heading down that way a little bit, having Mick working and living away. He was in the tunnels in Sydney, so I was at home raising 4 babies on my own with a beauty salon as well that I was working part-time in, or my own business that I was running, and just kind of started to feel a little bit crazy as you would. And I actually came across someone on Instagram and was following my girlfriend now, Robbie, who got us started. And I just started reaching out and asking about these products that she was sharing. And she put me into the support page, and I was like, I'm doing it.
I chimed in and was like, "You're not doing it.
He wouldn't.
You are not doing it. It doesn't work." Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah, Mick was totally against it, even though I actually knew nothing about isogenics before I started. So I was just fully open-minded. I just wanted to be and feel like everybody on that cleanse page. And it took him 3 months to not allow, but just get over the fact that, right, whatever, you can do it. You can always get your money back if it doesn't work.
Yeah.
And honestly, the transformation and the mental shift and clarity and energy that I got was just friggin' amazing. I just felt like a completely different person. And within that first month or so, obviously Mick saw massive changes.
I think the biggest thing for me was I came home, because I could see after going down that path with my, depression and anxiety, I could actually see from the outside what was happening with Bec. I could see it, and we sort of were looking at things to sort of help. And in the end, we just went, look, just see how this goes. And I could honestly tell you right now, I come home from work after a week. Bec had just started, so she'd just done a double cleanse. Jumped straight. I've walked in the door, and it was like this aura of awesomeness in the house again. It was like the weight had lifted, and I was like, holy shit. Like, I could genuinely feel that there was an energy that had shifted within that first week.
Everyone knows that, right? Everyone knows that shift and that feeling that you get. But I think when someone's absent for that time and then they come back, they see this like a crazy person 1 week, and then the next week they return home, and I felt like a completely different person. But anyway, cut a long story short, I absolutely loved the products. A couple of months later, Mick decided to jump on, even though he was going to give himself 3 months to before he got started. He jumped on after 2. And you had amazing shift,
I had a crazy
as well.
Like I'd gone through a hell of a time, like I was saying. So for me to feel my best again, I was eating good. I was training like an absolute weapon. I was living away from home 7 days a week. So I was just work, train, sleep. And my body just wasn't responding like it used to respond. And that's obviously, looking back on it now, it just would have been stresses, just overall stresses in my life. And I jumped on the system, and it absolutely blew my mind. Like, I was training like a beast. Had more energy than I'd ever had before. I was dialing in like a weapon. I was like, this is unbelievable. Because like, I've been lean before, and you're depleted, you're tired, you're rattled. And I was genuinely going, this stuff is legit, you know, like this is unbelievable. And then it really kicked off from there. I think that was sort of January. February. I was sort of on there for a couple of months. We went to Celebration. I think it was about week 6 for me, and we went to Celebration, and it was just like I walked in there and was like, you could just feel the energy as you walked in there. I was like, this feels like I am home. Like this feels so good. And
it'd been a few months as well for me. I think I started in the November before Celebration. So I'd only shared with my sister at that time and Mick. So I think I went to Celebration as a consultant, not even really knowing what it really was about. And yeah, oh my gosh, it was amazing. Like
events, key to this right now. Events. I know it's crazy at the moment with not being able to get to these, like be physically at an event, but the online events are the bomb. You know, we were on one the other day and it was just kick ass, you know, so definitely get amongst that. Like events are key.
So we were only a few months off kicking off our travels around Australia when we went to Celebration, and Irene Miller got up and spoke, and she just shook us to the core. She absolutely lit the fire in our belly, and we actually were bawling our eyes out in the crowd. And we looked at each other and we were like, if this lady can do that, like surely we can do that. So that's just how it all started. We went home and it just started going crazy, didn't it?
Well, we really just had a passion. We just thought if this is gonna happen, we're gonna have to step into it, you know. And I was just so open about sharing it. Really, people were asking us what we were doing, and we were really just sharing from the heart and letting people know authentically and organically what it was we were doing.
I think because before that we weren't talking about it. Like we'd had amazing results and we loved it, but we just weren't openly sharing or talking about it, even though people were asking or commenting on, you know, how much we'd changed, or, you know, whether it was looks or our energy. We were just like, oh yeah, thanks.
Yeah, and it sort of came back to me too, really. I think not wanting another business after going through what I went through. I felt like, I don't want to have a business again. I don't want to be involved in that, because I felt that was a big part of my undoing the first time around. But I tell you what, I'm glad we stepped into it and tried something new, because it's absolutely, from my heart to all you guys, completely changed our lives. Like in 18 months, we have completely changed our lives. And
Gabs is just asking, when we went crazy, what did it look like? Were we sharing on Facebook? It was more just conversations and opening up to everyone. And I guess confidence, like on sharing our before and afters and talking about it a little bit more on socials.
And it didn't even have to be before and afters, you know, it really didn't. We were just openly sharing how we were feeling. Like I would be like, I've just done 7 night shifts. I'm still wired. Like I've got energy to burn. And then by people going, how has he got energy to burn? He's just done, you know, 7 16-hour days. Like what you know, but it was that. And just so for people that are sort of neither here nor there with sharing their before and after photos, doesn't always have to be that.
No, you know? It became a story and a journey, and we just would, I guess, documenting or sharing, you know, life before when I was out with the kids compared to now. And I just was openly sharing, you know, like little things like heading to the beach with 4 kids, you know, and how much energy I had. Whereas before I was, you know, not feeling up to leaving the house. I'd kind of have anxiety about, you know, leaving, and the fact that I just couldn't be bothered, couldn't be asked. But just, I guess, socials and just talking to everyone. And Mick never shuts up. So it's, it was good, you know, at the gym, training, like
I was just super open to the conversation. And I think, you know, like Bec said, we started really the business side of it as soon as we stepped out of Celebration. And so that was sort of end of Feb, March. So it was March, April. So it was June. We were setting off on our journey traveling. And so we left like our base pretty much 3 months into starting the business, which was, you know, we were really just thinking, if we can get to a point where we're earning an extra couple of $100 a week, it's going to be amazing while we're traveling. Like that's money we don't have to come up with. An extra $200 could be fuel. It could be accommodation. It could be food. And you know, it's well, and it's far exceeded that. Yeah, like it was just crazy. It was like the first little while, like that constant conversation. So we were really reliant on our PIBs. We set in stone that we were going to do double PIBs every single week because we were going to be doubling our money every single week. And we really locked that in. And by doing that, then it just becomes so super consistent that we were getting double PIBs. It was slowly building our team, and then supporting them and making sure that they were helping their people start, and just, you know, being super open about letting people share and build an amazing business with this, you know. And I think from, you know, what's it been? So 15 months of actual travel now, I pretty much, when we were leaving, we were like, we don't want to go back to that position of me being away 6 or 7 days a week for us to, you know, get ahead in life.
Yeah, this is why it's really important as well to have a vision and a goal and write it down, and, you know, and just keep focused, I guess, on that. Because I remember that conversation the day we were driving around in the bus, and we just said, you know, we've passed our first goal of thinking that we could just get $200 a week to put towards food and groceries. Like, it was crazy. We just said, you know, by the time we get home or back, you know, but by the time we do a lap and we get back around to where we started, we still don't, you know, our travels still aren't finished. We're planted here for a little while because I'm due to have bub soon, but we're going to take off again after I have the baby. But yeah, our goal was, we didn't want to have to go back to that, you know, Mick,
everyday grind,
living and working away and not being part of the family, and or even just having to go to work. Like, we really wanted to build a solid income so we could stay together as a family
all the time.
Of now,
yeah.
How many? 6,
7,000 kids. Oh, a family of 7. Yeah, 7,000. But yeah, and it was something that we locked onto, and we hung onto no matter what. And you know, we have our ups, we have our downs. It's so normal. It's like everything in life. You have your ups, you have your ebbs and flows. It's so normal to do that in anything, not just this business, but like relationships and friendships, and, you know, other businesses or other ventures. Like, you're always going to have your ups and downs, and you just got to ride the wave. And we had Gabs on a chat the other night chatting to our team, and she was saying the same thing, you know, like, if she was to just go, oh, I'm going to listen to every single one person. If I'm going to listen to the first person that says something shitty about what I'm doing, then I'm out. You know, she would have been out 7 years ago. That's like us. I would have been out day one. I had the biggest Barney with my old store manager over this. I was like, man, is this actually legit? You know, like, it was crazy. And I just supported him for 4 years. You know, he was one of my best friends. And so I just said, yeah, no worries, catch ya. And now he's looking in going, damn, you know, maybe I should have had a little look in at that thing, you know, because we are now 18 months into the business. You know, we just had our biggest cycle week this week. You know, we helped 12 people kick off this week. It's been an absolute crazy week. And, you know, we,
and that's what I was just going to say. We've never had, like, we've always been good at enrolling. We've never had problems with helping people get started, but it changed for us in December last year when we went down to Tassie. So we earned a trip to Tassie, and it was what was it? Top Achievers or something, or can't really remember, but
it was awesome.
It was awesome. And we were listening to all of the leaders down there that we were just like, wow, I can't believe we're here with all these amazing people. And when we came home, we just changed things up a little bit. We were always, I mean, I think we were always amazing at supporting our people, but we just took it to that next level of every 3 days, we were reaching out and just
touching base with people. And that would really be something that, you know, we would gauge with them. Is it something, are you someone that needs this accountability? Do you need accountability every few days, or are you someone that needs a week, or are you you're going to be sweet with it? And
I don't know if you guys were like me, but in the beginning, I was always so weird about talking about the money side. Like, I just always feel a bit like, oh, are they going to think that I'm just trying to make money off them, and I'm talking about money, and they're just going to, and, you know, they're going to back off. But then I just completely kind of took it from my head to my heart and started sharing, just verbally saying to everybody straight up and up, you know, if they just enrolled, okay, well, this is what's really exciting about what's happening next. Now we've got you started. Like the most exciting thing now is if you find 2 friends, then you can get this, and this back. And it just, both of us just started rolling, you know, just came off the tip of our tongues, and we felt so much more comfortable about talking about the money side of it. Whereas for a long time we didn't, and we just didn't.
Yeah, and it totally changed the game. But it was it was another thing with Gabs too. It was a moment with Gabs. We were actually there, and she was telling us how I'm never not going to be exec because I've always got consultants. I'm always popping these consultants, and it was a moment of clarity for us too. Like we were like, damn, like we need to really step up, especially now with that executive bonus lifestyle. That bonus is next level. You know, like $750 a month for just staying paid as exec. You know, it's a bonus for really just staying at your rank. You know, it's super, super cool.
And it's so many people hit exec and do drop off. So
It's so normal.
If you have, I was just about to say it's so normal. But for the first time, like we hit our executive rank within our time, but then it was probably a couple of months later we dropped off, and then it took us, we did it again in the reset. And then since then,
haven't left it since then.
Probably been about 6 or 7 months now that we've paid, or we've been paid, but we've stayed as paid as executive. And that's just, it's been pretty awesome.
It's definitely awesome because you'll be super stoked with your pay week, and next thing that you've got to drop another $1,000 in your account. You're like, what? Where'd that come from? Well, that's just, you know, like it's money for jam. It really is money for jam, and super, super exciting. But I think for us, it was really just we stay super, super consistent. You know, with our posting on Facebook, Instagram, like because that's all we can do. It's not like you know, you talk to your people, your family, your friends, and then it really gets to a point where people will start being attracted to you from the energy that you're putting out. So energy is massive. It is everything. Like you look at Gab, she's an absolute firecracker and people are attracted to that, you know.
And, you know, we've done all this as well with only staying. We haven't been able to have launch parties or sip and samples or anything like that because every couple of weeks we've been in a different, you know, state or different town, or we've been, you know, traveling around. So it's just been constant kind of, what's the word, with our team, like I guess consistency as well with our team, helping our team as much as we can along the way. And I think we got to Bustleton in WA this year, and that was when did they have 10%? It was like I think it was the banana shake or the honeycomb
banana
shake.
Needs to be full time.
And I remember saying our like my sponsors at the time were like, you know, you guys, because we were 2-star, so we're only 2-star a few months ago. And I just said, I just can't, like, there's no way I can see us hitting 3-star anytime soon. Like, we've got so much work to do. And then within like 3 weeks later, we had the shake drop, another product release, and something else.
It's just a build.
And we had this awesome momentum going within our team. Our team was just like on fire. And
love you, team.
Yeah. Hey, Lukey's on.
John Kristen.
And honestly, like that next day, so it was Tuesday, it was like 20, we were at 20 something cycles, and we were like, oh my God, we're at 20 something cycles. Yeah. We could actually make this happen. And, you know, with our team and our, you know, amazing product launches and things that were happening at the time, we actually hit 3 and 4-star in the 1 week. Yeah, and we're epic. Just absolutely gobsmacked. So
yeah.
it went
you
crazy.
Get your team and you all set goals together and you row your boat in the same direction. And I'm telling you, you cannot go wrong. Yeah. Like it was so next level. Like we were just, and it was just, it was crazy. It was craziness. It was craziness.
So much fun though, because you don't, like, we weren't really thinking about us at the time. We were thinking about, you know, this person hitting
2-star
their
director,
5-star bonus, their 10-star bonus, their 1-star, 2-star. And everyone's got us like bing, 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 bing,
10-star bonus. That's a big one.
10 cycles, whatever. Everyone knows what I mean. But everyone was just like, oh my God, so, you know, sending us messages. We've hit this, we've hit this, we've hit that. And then before we know it, we've hit 3 and 4-star in the 1 week. So it was So
It was
amazing.
so super cool. And a shout out to Tiff too, because, you know, you've got that momentum rolling right now. Keep running with it, because we actually went director and we're like, yeah, we hit director. And we're like, we're on our way to exec. And then we went, holy shit, we've got a week to go before our crystal executive runs out. We need to really get there. And we went, how many consultants we have? 3. We're like, oh no, we really need to pick up our game. And then, so in saying that, you can do it. We've done it in 6 days. So we helped 7 consultants in 6 days to hit that rank, you know? So while you're there, definitely run. We've said it to our guys too, because we've had them go director, like this, you know, you want to just run for it, you know? And you'll nail it. You'll absolutely nail it. You're in an absolute kick-ass. Well, your core team kick-ass, so you can't get any more kick-ass than that.
What's your tip tops for creating consultants?
Creating consultants, being super open with the conversation from the beginning. You know, like I think the biggest takeaway for us when we left Tassie was that, you know, we were going to help people get paid, and genuinely saying to them, hey guys, would you like us to help you get some dollars put into your bank account? They'd be like, what? We're like, we can help you get paid, or at least cover the cost of your pack. And we will ensure that we let them know that in a conversation, whether it be a phone call or video chat or something, we let them know. But then when we actually help them start, we send them a message with like the PIB breakdown, so they know what they can get within that first straight up, you know, your consultant bonus, and your PIBs if you help 2 people start within the same week. So
even though we verbally talk about that on the phone, we'll always just pop it down in a message. So when we, with Mick and I, we just add each other to a chat for a support chat. And then we just send our systems out and everything to get them set up. And then we send that PIB breakdown, which is, you know, we just write exactly what it is. And just as a reminder, but like I said before, just letting them know, even when their pack's on the way, you know, like, hey, Luke, you know, so excited that your pack's on its way, your goodies are going to arrive soon. The next thing I want to help you with, or the next thing I want to let you know about, or the next thing I'm so excited to share with you is how you can actually get that money back. Yeah. And then, boom.
Yeah.
Hopefully they're excited about it too. Yeah. And then you can go down that conversation.
But it's just being super, super open about that and showing them that there is money on the table, and you're really doing them and yourself an injustice by not sharing that, you know, sharing that there is money sitting there on the table for them to take if they want it. You know, like this week was the same. It was a couple of consultants and then 4 pirates within, you know, and that's just by saying, you know, you can, if you help a mate, bang, you're going to get some money back.
And everyone's going to want to share with someone coming into spring and summer. Yeah.
Like, perfect time.
This is a great time to make consultants.
Yeah. What else have we got here?
Awesome. I love that. I think that's so cool. Like, it's so simple. Hey, your pack's on its way. Would you like me to help you get $600 cash in your bank account? Like, I think sometimes who's going to say no to that? Like, I think, and well, if they do, cool, no worries.
Yeah.
But by not even asking that question, just because, you know, most people get started with the product, so we assume, they just want the products. We don't even talk about the money because they've said, I just want to lose weight. Cool, let's get you started, blah, blah, blah. But we should say, oh my gosh, so cool that you're on your journey to health. The next thing I want to share with you is I can actually help you get all that money back, $600 cash back into your bank account. Would you like to do that? Yes or no? And either way, it's a win-win.
What was the other cool way? Yeah.
Another thing was, and it's taken me a little while as well to I guess get my lingo around this one, but was, you know, if you don't want it back, if you have any friends and family that want to get started, you know, you can refer them back to us. Would you rather get the cash, or do you want me to get the cash?
Yeah.
I love that.
They're not going to say no to that. They're not going to go, oh no.
No, you have it. Don't know you, but yeah, you take
you
the money.
You can have the 450.
And if they do say you have it, say, boom, let's roll.
Sorry, my 2-year-old just walked into the room. My 9-year-old is supposed to be babysitting.
Awesome. No, I love that. And I think that's something that I'm definitely going to adopt, because often I'm enrolling customers for a health result, and I only usually talk about the business if they're like, yeah, tell me about the business, or that they usually ask me. Whereas just by asking every single customer, cool, your pack's on its way, do you want me to help you get that $600 cash back into your bank account?
And
That's
honestly, it took me a little while to, it took me a whole year, Nelly, to be able to have that conversation. Like I said, I started in the November, and it wasn't till that December that we went to Tassie, and our mind shift kind of, mindset shifted. Mindset, that's it. Baby brain. And then I was like, oh, why am I so worried about sharing the money side of it? Because
we're earning money and we're loving it.
Yeah. And I guess I was just always thinking too much in my head about what they were going to think. But once that changed, and I changed our whole
business changed.
Yeah.
Our whole business changed, like massively. It's because that's when it really kicked off. It's really sort of gone nuts pretty much since the end of last year. Like, it's gone absolutely gangbusters for us, you know.
Well, we had a P message us today and say, oh wow, so awesome, I've just hit 15 cycles, it's our biggest cycle week yet. And I was like, all right, it took us forever to get to 15 cycles. I was like, you guys are killing it.
Yeah. And they're like 5 months in, they're like, this is super cool, you know. So
I do have a question, because I do have a lot of people in my team that are scared to talk about the money, just like you said, and I want to touch on that because people are pretty confident talking about the products, but then they're like scared to talk about the money, just like you said. I guess what they're scared of what people think.
You want to know what I did like 150 times?
Yeah.
I got my phone.
I want to know what she did too.
And that's my torch, because this room is so dark. But I literally got my phone and did a voice text and practiced what I was going to say, and did it over and over and over again. And I said it to Mick, and I'm like, does that sound okay? Does that sound okay?
I was like, it all sounds really good. Like, why are you wearing red lipstick and talking into your phone all the time? Like, I was like, what are you doing? No, just kidding.
Just practicing, like verbalizing that as a voice text. Because I think voice messages, if you're not on a call with someone, voice messages are 100% more personal.
Yeah, because it's more personal.
They can hear me. I mean, I don't do that anymore. But when I first was trying to get my way around it, I practiced in my phone, because I wanted to sound excited, and I wanted to know exactly what I was going to say, because I'm the type of person that sometimes can get halfway through a message and then I'm like, oh my God, that sounds shit. So I swipe up and I don't send it. So I just wanted to know what I was trying to get out there. And now it just flows.
It's like anything, you know, with consistency comes success. You know, if you're consistent in something and you stay super, super consistent, you are going to have those moments of like, oh, it's flowing. It doesn't feel like it's a chore anymore. It's actually happening so easy because it becomes so normal. It's habit.
Have you guys ever jumped on a message or had someone say they didn't want to get on a chat or a three-way chat because they have anxiety and they get a little bit funny with talking to strangers? Yeah, well,
so common, man.
I used to be that person, and I used to hate, even though I worked in beauty industry my whole life and I was always in front of customers, I used to be really freaked out about getting on the phone to someone. And so, it's taken me a lot to be able to just jump on a call or voice text or Zooms or interviews, even though live, like business training the other week I was so nervous.
I was nervous.
But it's just, I guess, getting out of your comfort zone.
Yeah.
And pushing.
All the good stuff happens outside of that.
100%. And can I ask, when you guys got Bec, when you got over your fear of talking about the money and you practice your voice message, tell them about the money, and you started telling people, how did that change your business or your income?
Oh my goodness. Well, everything's happened for us in the last 6 months. So our business, building depth and our ranking and money cycles, everything, like in the last 6 months, it's just gone. It's skyrocketed.
Because we duplicate, right? So like our team then do what we're doing, so then they're doing what we're doing. So of course it's going to grow. It's going to grow because we're growing, they're growing as well. And we're all growing as a super kick-ass team, you know, and like
we even had to start over.
We started over. We like really just reignited or relit the fire, even though we had this amazing team of product users, which are like, and don't get me wrong, they're going to be the core of your business, product users, you know, like you need that. But being super open and sharing that money side of it then opened up the eyes to lots of other people that wanted the business side of it as well, which then you show them what you're doing, and it just sort of, it's a flow-on effect. That duplication sort of kicks into gear, and then, you know, they're never going to do everything exactly like you do, because we're individual, and that's the most beautiful thing ever. We're unique. That's, people are going to love people for them, you know.
I think the biggest thing with network marketing is people, for starters, not wanting to be that scary sales network marketer person, because so many people have their own opinions of it. But who was gonna?
Oh no!
Really
that was going to be amazing. I could see I could see that it was going to be sensational, and then I seen it just leave her.
Just overthinking and worrying about what other people are going to think. I think that's where I was going.
Yeah, like I think the whole thing is, if we take it from up here down to here, we genuinely know that we are trying to help people in some way, whether that be for a physical shift, for a mindset shift, because we know that they're going to be in amongst this amazing uplifting community as well, that's going to help them in all aspects of their life because they're around positive energy. And 3, if you can help someone earn an extra $50 a week, $100 a week, $200 a week, $500, $1,000, $2,000, $10,000.
That's where I was going. Sharing what that money is doing for you and your family, or where you're putting it towards. Like, don't be afraid to share those stories and where and how that money is helping you. And I think that's where a lot of people in our industry, and when we're beginners, and we're still beginners, is worrying about, because I've had, and my family do it all the time. Like, why do you need to talk about, who's earned this much, and this person's made this much money? Like, we don't ever come home and say, we just did 10 grand in our business this week, like worth
and
of
I'm like,
tiling or whatever.
I'm like, why are you so worried about that? Why? Yeah. Why are you so worried about what you earn?
And I said, because I want to share with people and educate people that there's other ways to earn money, or to earn a side hustle, to earn another income. You don't have to go to work from 9 till 5, 7 days a week. Like, my mum says to me, you guys are on your phone a lot. And like, we're really not on our phone a lot. Every time you look, maybe I'm doing something on my phone. But if you think of the big scheme of things, and how many hours there are in a week.
This genuinely give me the shits, because I was like,
I'm like, I said
this.
No one whinges at my brother for going to work for 40 hours a week. Like, poor Josh, he's at work for 40 hours a week.
And no one give a shit when I was doing 90 hours a week. They're like, Mick, look at him just running off up there doing his 90 hours a week.
Like,
on the ground in Sydney.
No one says, that poor person has to, is at work for all week. Like, but you know what I mean? Like, when we're off all the time, we don't really go to work. Where this afternoon we spent the whole afternoon at the beach with the kids, and like, most people ask, what is it you guys do?
So many people now are doing that. They're just like, what are you doing, man? Like, you come to the gym every day. You're like, you just have a chin wag, you talk to everyone, you're hanging out. Then I see you on Instagram, hanging out at the beach, riding motorbikes around the farm, playing with the wombat, like playing with the sheep. It's just like,
my point is that nobody thinks, Bec and Mick, their life is completely different now to what it was, say, 2 years ago. Like, she was a single mom at home raising the kids, and Mick was living a bachelor life in Sydney.
She was a single mom,
working away in the tunnels. Now they're together full time. I'm just saying, a lot of people thought we were crazy at the beginning of this journey. A lot of people were like, why are you guys doing this? Like, what is it that you're actually doing? And now, like 18 months, is it 18 months?
18 months in the business now.
And everyone's saying, how are you guys doing this? Like,
how are you doing it?
How
at the
are
start, they're like, you guys are crazy. Like, you're putting it out there. And now they're like, how are you doing it? And I'm like, what do you mean, how are we doing it? You were dissing us at the beginning for doing it. Now you want to do it. So
don't.
And you're more than welcome. So come and join us. That's
don't let anybody, with those, like we've had, and I get it all the time and it's mostly family and the people closest to you.
Which hurts the most too.
But yeah, just keep those visions and those goals clear, and whether you have to write it down somewhere on a vision board or, remind yourself every day where you're going, where you want to take it.
And honestly, if you've got a rock solid vision that is completely unshakable, it has to be unshakable, because you're going to have people that, stick the knife in and try and hurt your feelings. And that's normal, because sad as it is, tall poppy syndrome is super, super common, and people don't like to see you succeed, which is crazy. In this industry, it's like on its flip side, you have all these people like lifting you up, going, man, you're kicking ass. Like Gabs was saying before, like we aren't financially linked. I am like getting goosebumps thinking of like these guys kicking ass and like what their income last week, like that was like next level, that sort of stuff inspires us and we inspire them. And it's a beautiful thing to bounce off each other's energy like that. Like it's a gift. We've got an amazing gift to help people physically, financially, and in their headspace be better, so it's something we should definitely be sharing with the world. And that's all we've done. We've shared it openly.
I really love what you guys shared before, like saying we'd be doing people a disservice if we didn't tell them about the money. Like that's how I feel. I feel like a douchebag if I'm just like, oh yeah, just get healthy. Then I don't tell them about the money. Like,
but I was
not for me.
So I was about to say, we have a solution for everything. Like Isogenics has a solution for everything, really. If you're not talking about the money, and everybody needs money, what can do with money?
Especially, well, it just, like, not that it's, when I was working in the tunnels, I was on ridiculous money. I was on crazy money, but I was doing crazy, crazy hours. And
I was going crazy.
And Bec was going crazy. And what it done was essentially it locked
it's not very nice, is it?
It locked in the value of time over money for me, and what this creates, this business, is genuine time freedom. And you can get to a point where you've got the money to have that time freedom and do as you please, like it's, like so I'm about to drop another $3,000 on my house loan this week. So that's $5,000 in the last 2 weeks we've been able to chuck onto my house loan. We're 18 months into this. I done an apprenticeship for 4 years, and I was not earning the money that I'm earning now after I finished my trade. So I feel like I'm like not even halfway into my apprenticeship into this. Like it's crazy. We're always growing. We're always learning. Like we're blessed to be a part of this kick-ass business. Like this company is just bullshit next level.
I love that. That's freaking, I think that sometimes we forget how lucky we are to even know about this. Like it's crazy. And everyone has a different journey and a different speed, doesn't matter. But the fact that we all have the ability to have whatever we want is pretty freaking next level. And I'd just love to share, like, I know you painted a picture of what life was like before you got started, working crazy hours, getting hospitalized from stress and, and Bec being on her own. And, the last 15 months or so, you've been traveling and the sparse with your kids. Like, what does a day in the life of you guys look like now as opposed to what it was before? Because I think that's really cool for people to see what is possible, if you really go for this.
Yeah, check out our Instagram page. It's pretty epic. It doesn't seem real. Doesn't seem real sometimes. Yeah.
Yeah, anything. Like we can just decide if we want to go to the beach like we did today. Most of the morning I spent here at the farm because we're just at my parents' farm at the moment. So we were just feeding the goat and running around after cattle.
The goat sheep's
all.
The wombat,
Mick
man.
went to the gym for half the day.
I went to the gym and hung out, like just chill. It's awesome. I love that.
Yeah, it's pretty.
It's gone full circle. Like I tell you what, this is how full circle it's gone. We've actually pulled up here in our own home sort of locale where we both grew up as kids. My kids have gone back to my primary school, which is epic. Like they're loving it there too. Like 80 kids there. It's so cool. You know, we picked the kids up the Savo early from school just because, and went to the beach and hung out and had some fish and chips. And like, it's just, and to do that together, you know, like it's such a, it's rare because people, mums or dads, you know, we're so busy now that mums and dads are at school and the kids miss out on having their mum and dad, and now they get both of us, you know, like it's a beautiful thing. It's a very beautiful thing.
Yeah. And before we were just existing. Like it was pretty
surviving. It was surviving as a family. Our relationship was only just surviving. Like, and, you know, so I had someone say to me the other day, he's like, so has this really changed your life? And I'm like, man, you just see the surface shit that I'm telling you that this has changed my life. You know, like you do not have a clue. Like I can tell you, if you want to sit here and talk to me for 10 hours about how this has changed my life, I can give you a genuine rundown on how much this has changed my life. You know, we were hanging by a thread. Our relationship was hanging by a thread. I was away all the time. Like Bec said, she was like a single mum. I was away working like these crazy hours, just going, I'm missing my kids, missing Bec, just coming home then to her just handing me the kids because she'd had enough. Like she was just, you know, pulling her hair out. And, you know, that's the surface stuff, you know, like if we want to get super deep into it, it has changed our life on a level that, you know, only we know, you know, which is crazy. You know, we're super grateful for where we are and what we're doing, you know.
That's so cool, you guys. And I just wanted to give a quick recap of some of the takeaways I've got from your story and add in as to, you know, how these people listening can apply your story to help them in their own journey. And the first thing that I wanted to point out was, you know, Bec, when you first got introduced, you were added into a cleanse page. So before she even ordered the product, she was added into a group page where she could see the transformation, see the positivity, see maybe about the income, stuff like that. So that's the first thing I'm taking away. You know, we have a page called Kick-Ass Rigs, which is like all people in Team Kick-Ass transformations, positivity, all that cool stuff. And that page, in case you guys didn't know, is for you to add anyone that's even remotely interested in isogenics, add them into Kick-Ass Rigs. They can check it out and be like, holy shit, this is awesome. And then that might be what gets them started, because that's what got Bec started. She was in that group scrolling like, this is epic. So don't forget, add people to the Kick-Ass Rigs page. The second thing I took away from their journey is like Mick came home, Bec had done a double cleanse and was like looking hot as, whole new energy, totally just like, and he's like, wow, I got my girl back, you know? It was like, damn. And so for us, like, keep on those products. If you're in a funk, hit a double cleanse. Like, you gotta use the products. You're not even gonna be excited about these products if you're not using them. Like, there's no point, right? And
gotta be the product of the product. Like, if you see our bus, we need like one of those, you know, like those buses where they've got like the extra bus on them. We need one of those just for products. So we've got that many products. It's the bomb.
Oh, I don't know if you guys can see our shrine behind us. Yeah. And this has just been emptied out. Like, we've got a whole new stack coming. But you can't, and people can see it. If you're out, like, smashing bacon and eggs at the cafe every day, people are going to be like, oh, you know, like, so when do you eat your isogenics products? Like, you know, whereas I'm like a freak. Like, someone's like, oh, John's like, oh, no, it's cool. I'll just, you know, I literally just smashed my smoothie for dinner. I went over to, you know, Shane's having beers with his friends. I just like, no, it's cool. I'm just having my smoothie. I'm always having my products. I've never ever been like, you know, I'm always, I have my meals and stuff, but I'm always having my products. 7 years. Like, that's a hell of a lot of you know, happy cow protein, but it's on.
You miss cleansing, Gabs? Sorry? You miss cleansing?
I do. I can't wait to cleanse again. Oh my gosh. I can't wait to double cleanse. Like, Shane doesn't like me saying it, but I'm like, Project MILF coming up, and I just can't wait.
I don't care.
I just can't wait to have my double cleanses.
Hit it, girl.
The third thing that I loved is they went to events. So they went to Celebration and they're going to the online events. You guys, there's so many events. Every Wednesday, there's that special training for New Zealand, you know, every single, there's all these online events. But if you're not tapping into them, you are seriously missing out, you know. And I see a lot of people aren't even jumping on them. And I'm like, this is crazy. Like, you know, look what's possible with this opportunity. And people say, oh, I don't have time. If you don't have the time that you want in your life, what's your plan to change that? If not this, then what else? Because I can guarantee you swapping your time for money at a job is never going to get you more time, because you're always going to need to swap your time for money to live. But this, you know, you can build residual income and make that time. So don't miss the online trainings.
If nothing changes, nothing changes. Like, that is the thing, you know, and we must be the change. You know, David Wood, absolute cracker, absolute legend. His events are golden. Absolutely.
100%. And so his, you know, he did that online UIA not long ago, and so many people didn't even watch it. Like, seriously, so many people did not even watch it, didn't even jump on or even watch the recording. Yeah. It's like, mate, if you only knew what that could do for you, like, you know, but you got to have that drive from inside you. Mick, I loved it. Like, when you guys were like, came back from celebration, you're like, right, I'm going to go nuts. You were just talking about ice to everyone at the gym. Hey, how are you? Instead of, oh yeah, good, how are you? It's, mate, I'm freaking awesome. I'm fanging out. Just started Isogenics. It's sick. How are you? You know, you were just sharing it in person with everyone that you came across in your daily life. Like, imagine if all of us, someone asked, how are you? Rather than be like, yeah, good, how are you? We were like, freaking how? I'm epic. I've just smashed a double cleanse. And I've you know, done a 30-day reset. I'm back loving Isogenics. Have you heard of it? Or something, you know, just had that energy about it. I love that. The other thing I love is that your goal at the start was $200 a week. You know, you've got to have a goal, even if it's $50 a week. Your goal was to enroll 2 people a week. You know, what if your goal was, okay, I'm going to enroll 1 person every week, or I'm going to enroll every second week, every fortnight, I'm going to get that double PIB. You know, everyone's got to have a goal. Otherwise, what's the point? Like, you've got to have your own goals. Staying executive, I love that. Because, you know, if you guys know, as an executive now, if you stay paid as executive the whole month, you get that executive lifestyle bonus, which is an extra, you know, $1,000 every single month on top of your normal income. And there's also that new bonus, the extra $600 bonus that you get. So there's, you know, $2,000 extra you're going to get per month just for staying executive. And how do you get executive? Create consultants. How do you create consultants? Hey, now that your pack's on its way, do you want me to help you get that $600 back? Hey, if you got friends that want to know about it and get started, do you want me to have the cash or you to have the cash? You know, just those simple lines. Help 10 people become consultant, you're going to get exec and then stay there. So I just love that. And the last thing I love is that now you're together all the time, you know, and your relationship, you know, obviously no relationship's perfect, but you've got each other and you're there together at school getting the kids. You're together at the beach. And I always say to Shane, like, that's what I want as well. I want us to be together. And he's like, you know, Grandma just told me Isogenics sucks balls. Screw this. I'm going roofing. Yeah. And I'm like, no, babe, but it's not residual. Like, you know, that's never going to allow us to be together. Or like today I heard some guy and he was like, oh, I can't. I'm like $15 short for the shipping. He's like, you don't have $15? Come on. Like, you know. Yeah. And it was just like, I hate this business. I'm out. And I was like, babe. And he's like, why? I was just going to work on the roof. I was like, no, don't give up. Like, keep going. You know, like.
So honest.
Yeah, I was like, you know, you got to think about it. This is residual income. It starts off small, starts off tiny. But I can tell you, if you give up when you're getting those little bits of money, it's never going to get big, right? So, yeah, and the mindset, I love that you guys shared that, you know, like, you've got to make a decision that no matter what comes your way, you're not going to give up. And until you make that decision, like if you're like, oh yeah, I'm never going to give up, but then secretly in the back of your mind, you're just one hater away from quitting, you know, then you're never going to, you know, this may not be for you. That's cool. Not right now, you know, but if you decide, like, no matter what anyone throws at me, I don't care. I'm going to push through it no matter what. Like, I just really, really love that.
Yeah. And then that's it. It needs to be like, you want to have, you know, and not just in this, but just in general, you know, like, you want to have a vision. You want to set yourself a goal. you know, like goals are amazing for overall life. You know, if you set yourselves these little goals and then you achieve them, you tick them off, you make another one, and you just keep doing that. And in this business, it is an absolute game changer. Like if you set those little tasks and you start nailing them, then you step up to the next one and the next one. But you set a rock solid vision, like we were saying to Gabs the other night. You know, I can see the property that I'm about to buy. Like I can see this property that I want with my green rolling hill, my river running through it. I'll find it and I'll buy it, you know, and I want that. I want that for my family, you know, and I want to be a part of this and have this be able to, you know, build that epic legacy business that we've got. Like that is beautiful. That's a beautiful thing to be able to pass that on. Like that's next level.
And installing into your team, like they see that, you know, that rock solid kind of, I guess, positivity in you. Like our team we just have the most beautiful team.
Yeah.
Like honestly, like we wouldn't be where we are today without our amazing team. So
yeah.
Just
hold tight.
Look after your people.
Yeah, look after your people and you know, and share your vision with them and then help them create theirs as well. That's a pretty cool thing to do, especially when you're a part of that. You're a part of that vision.
It's what makes the journey more exciting. Yeah. Like I love hearing and receiving messages from our team, you know, that
amazing results. So they earn extra money.
$100 could be like, you know, the biggest thing for them, or $500 a week, or, you know, just getting
car
that
payment
extra
or help with the house payment. Like there's just so many amazing, and they're super cool things to be a part of, you know. Like if you hadn't have shared your vision with them, you hadn't have, you know, shared that money's on the table for them, then they wouldn't be doing that.
Yeah.
You know,
and
so
also
cool.
this is what I forgot I was going to say earlier about consultants, is letting them know staying paid as consultant, and the business volume. Like even if they don't want to share or they don't want to do anything, if they're just ordering their 100 BV every month and staying paid as consultant, you know, it could
dollars
be
in the bank,
a year, 2, 3 years, 3 months, or whatever it is down the track, and something happens. You never know what's going to happen in life. There could be something come up and they just all of a sudden think, oh, I'm going to share this, or somebody comes to them and asks them about that. I just read a story the other day in one of the business pages about somebody was in it for a few years and their BV was just ridiculous because they'd stay paid as consultant. And I think they shared with like 1 or 2 people, and their cycles just went bing, and he got like thousands of dollars. Like,
yeah, it's cool.
So yeah, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, the power of staying paid, the power of your 100 BV a month order at a minimum. You know, it's beautiful.
100%. I love that. Like, yeah, just keep that 100 BV. As long as your account stays active, you never go inactive. You know, you got that 5-day grace period. But as long as you keep your account active, you can't ever lose money. And it's crazy to think that BV building up is actually cash. And if you go inactive, it all goes to zero. There's actually cash building up in your piggy bank for the day when you're ready to, you know, share it or come across a superstar or whatever. But then if you go inactive, you know, that's literally that cash burn it. You know, it goes to zero. I'm like, no, you know. So it gives me nightmares to think, like, if that happened to someone in my team that I don't even know about, it probably has. You know, it's like shit.
Terrible.
So just keep active. Oh, I love that so much. And talking about the money, that's a huge one, because I know so many of us just post about product. Oh, why can't I find any business builders? It's like, I can guess why. You know, we've got to talk about the money. And if it's scary to talk about the money, talk about, you know, not, oh, I got paid $1,000 this week. Woohoo! It's like, oh my gosh, I'm so grateful. My iShares income this week allowed me to pay off my credit card, stoked, you know, or it allowed me to pay my car payment, or I took my mum out for dinner for the first time and got the bill, or she normally takes me, or, you know, whatever. Share what that money has done for you if you don't want to share, oh, I got paid $1,000 this week. Because, yeah, Bec, I get that. People are like, why do you brag about how much you earn? And it's like, if Peter Kelly hadn't told me what she was earning, I would never have built the business. I didn't believe her. I actually said, I don't believe you. I want to see your internet banking. So she showed me on her phone, logged in the money. And I was like, holy shit. Took me, 7 years to get to this level of income. It's taken her 3, and she's out earning me residual.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm in. So if she hadn't have shown me cash coming into her bank account, I wouldn't have built the business because I didn't believe it.
Yeah.
So if you're not saying, like, find a way that's authentic with you to share the income. And literally, if you just share, woo, $50 this week in my online business, like, don't worry, I'm going to 10x. I can't wait till that's 500. I'm on my way. You've got to share that along the journey. Share the little bits of money, because they say, how do you expect the universe to give you more if you're not so grateful for what you're getting? So can't wait. $100. And when you say, oh my God, and $100 in my online business was this week, like, it's just cool. It's you're earning money online. And another tip I have for people is, like, you want to be doing a post, because to make a big income, you need business builders, right? You can't just make it on customers. So you need other people sharing. You leverage that, their networks. And so you need to be saying, I'm looking for business partners who wants to make money online like I do. That's what you need to be saying. Or I'm starting my online business. Who would love to make money online? I'd love to tell you more about what I'm doing. You've got to be actively looking for partners or brand ambassadors or business partners. That's how you find them.
Yeah, 100%. It's super, awesome. It's super cool too. Like to think that, like I am probably the most computer illiterate human being on the planet. And we've got an online business we've earned over 100 grand in, like it spins me out, like it's crazy.
I think I remember my first post traveling around Australia. So the first 6 months or so that I'd been with ISA, and I did a little post on, because I'm a beauty therapist, but before I had my own business, working full time for someone for a whole year, I'd made my whole yearly wage in under 6 months of sharing Isogenics. And I remember doing that, like sharing that. I mean, beauty therapy, we never really got paid that much, but it was double what I would have been getting full time working in the beauty industry.
Yeah, crazy.
Yeah, I said to Shane, like, Shane, you're earning like 78 grand a year part time in a side hustle. Yeah. That's pretty freaking epic. Like, because he's like, no, I don't want to talk about the money. I'm like, it's not fair to not talk about it, because then people that are like, fuck, how do I earn more money? What can I do? Like, they are looking for this. And if you're like, I'm earning 70 grand a year in my side hustle, I'm like, freaking hook us up, like I would be. I'd be like, oh man, I don't care what it is. Like, oh, I'm down.
Yeah.
What are you selling again?
Yeah. What are you selling?
I don't even care if it's legal. I'm in. Like it's just you just gotta. That's the thing. Right? So it's so cool. Like, Shane loves hearing from you guys, because it's quite hard to coach your partner. I'm like, babe, do this, and he's like, no, like, so
you just run with me.
yeah, I know. Like,
we also have a business group. So like all of our team that are actually keen on sharing and want to do the business side, we have a team called Dream Big. So it's really an awesome group as well. Like
by name and by nature it is too, because the sky's the limit when you dream big.
And we've just gone back to having like weekly Zoom calls like you guys do. Like we did that for a little while, but then with travels and being in and out of range and things like that, we stopped for a bit, but we're always still on socials with everyone. But it's honestly like my favorite time of the week.
Every single time Bec jumps, like we hop off, she presses the catch you later button, and she just looks at me and goes, we've got the best team. Like she just loves it, like it's just this epic little community.
I actually don't. So I actually say, fuck, I love our team. I always say always.
She swears so much.
But yeah, it's my favorite part of the week. And like I say to everyone, you mightn't want to get on the Zoom. You mightn't feel like it. You might be tired. The kids might be still awake, or, you haven't had dinner yet or whatever. But
take the time.
As soon as you get on those calls, it's just high vibing. It's motivating. Everyone always gets off feeling good about it. So yeah, just remember the next time that may happen to you, if you don't want to get on a Zoom or a call, you know, you always finish. It's like going to the gym or exercising. You never want to do it, or you sometimes don't want to do it, but when you do it, you feel better.
I always want to do it.
And that's the same.
Yeah, I totally agree. And if you're feeling like down and emo and you don't want to get on the call, that's the reason to get on the call, because you're feeling emo. It's like, get on there right now, you know? Like, that's the reason to not miss the call. So, oh, no, I'm not in the mood tonight. That's exactly why you got to be on there. Like, let's be real. Oh,
100%.
man. Thank you guys so much for jumping on and sharing. I know I've gone a bit over time, but we're not worthy. We're not worthy.
Don't you dare.
We just honestly just think the sun shines out of you guys' butts hard out. And yeah, if you guys haven't seen these guys, go and look at their Instagram, Tribe That Travel, and see their kids are like little bronzed, blonde, blue-eyed, like beauties, and they got another little girl on the way, and they honestly like live like my dream life. Like, I'm like, Shane, let's fly over, and just like they'll be in their like Pimp Dad's bus, we'll be like a little juicy van like following around, like, yeah. And I was like, oh crap, we can't go because of COVID. Okay, let's just cruise around New Zealand, little van, like sweet.
Oh,
like,
we cannot wait to get over there. Like,
yeah.
we're so keen to get over to NZ and catch up with you guys, and especially next to the gym there that I can come and smash out.
Yeah.
You know, the
most exciting thing about having baby number 5 is this is going to be the first baby that I don't have to worry about if Mick's underground. I don't have to worry about if he's going to be away, if I'm going to labour. I don't have to worry about, you know, who I'm going to have to call to try and get in contact with him. And then I don't have to worry that after a week of leave that he has to go back to work again. So, and he gets to enjoy that time. And I just get to, you know, like
frolic in the sand and swim.
He can take
in
all
the sand.
But yeah, like it's so hard for dads, like having that.
Not as hard as it is for mums.
So hard.
You know, like I know it's hard for mums. I just meant
being away all the time,
going away or having to go back to work, having that pressure of I've only got, you know, however many days or a week, or I think there's 2 weeks parental leave now or something that they give, but you know, they have to go back to work all the time, and it's that newborn stage is so special. And yeah, I'm just really stoked that he's going to be here to actually fully enjoy that. Like,
yeah,
we're in the exact same boat, you know, like Shane's income now is at a level where he doesn't have to go and be on the roof all day. He can do the nappies, do the bottles, do the, you know, cleaning up. He can do all that.
What?
But, you know, how cool
I'll be teaching her, mate.
Yeah, he will be.
Yeah, that's right, man. You're all over it.
It is so special. Thank you guys so much for jumping on. Guys, I want to get a quick screenshot, so if you want to be on there, turn on your camera, and I'll get a photo, because I'm just so, thank you guys so much.
I'm fired up after listening to this.
Yeah,
honestly, you guys are
awesome.
Even
last week when we were on your call, he's like, damn, they're cool. And he's like, he got all fired up. So
you guys see it, I was just like, that's awesome.
Yeah, it's so cool.
Thanks,
Thank you guys for jumping on. Okay, smile, photo. Awesome, guys. And so beautiful to see your faces. And
thank you.
Let's have another kick-ass week this week.
Yeah. Thanks, girl. Thanks, man.
Thanks, guys. Love you.
Thanks, legends. Love yous.
Bye.